The NNSCRA offline and online racing at its best presents Speed World. Stop number 3 on the Castrol GTX Cup Series brings us to Richmond International Raceway in Richmond, Virginia, as we're set today for the running of the Mobile One 400, as we're set for 60 laps of action on this 0.75 mile racetrack, 3/4 of a mile to be exact. As we are here today for the first short track race of the season. Here's your starting lineup for today's event. On the pole it is Dylan Poteet in car 22, the Maxwell House Pontiac. On the pole for today's event, he's alongside the winner at Rockingham, Kyle Matthews, in the number 25 Kodiak Chevrolet. Row number 2 is Jessica Shelton, number 11, the Budweiser Ford. She's flanked by number 6. That is Seth Cole in the Valvoline Ford. Both of them carry in-car cameras. Going to row number 3, it's car number 6. It's Nathan Hudson, and beside him, Joshua Osborne in number 8, the Ray Bestis Ford. Row number 4 has Kat Batson, car number 10, the Tide Ford. She's flanked by number 21. That is Quentin Moore, the Daytona 500 champion this season. A pair of black cars have row number 5. It is number 3, Cole Deaver, and number 1, Trent Dunham. The number 30 car, Zachary Fitzwater, has the inside of row number 6. Alongside of him is Phil Parker in car number 5. Then next row down has number 24. That's the Jeff Gordon colors of Caleb Fogler in the DuPont Chevrolet. Beside him, number 4, Eric Monaco in the Kodak Film Chevrolet. Next row down is number 31. That is Alex Hawkins. He's flanked by Keith Batson on the outside lane. Next row down has number 75, Zach Winkle, and number 33, Alex Miller. Next row down after that will be car number 90, Wyatt Quayle, and beside him will be number 23, Eric Sadler, sitting alongside him, the Smokin' Joe Ford. Next row down has number 26, Daniel Voiles, a Quaker State Ford, car 26. He's flanked by number 98, Emmanuel Hartnett in the Fingerhut Ford. Next row down is number 12. That is Destin Bullen. Beside him, number 9, Ryan Brommer. Then it's number 41. It is Mitchell Hodak in the Meineke Chevrolet. Flanking him beside him, it's number 77, Laura Chung in the US Air Ford. Next row down is number 19, Carson Gum. And beside him, number 15. That is the car of Colin Cropley. Next row down after that would be car number 71, Matt McIntyre. And number 2, Dylan Young. Then it's number 27 car, that is Joshua Sekuli, and beside him number 81, JT Bryant. Then next row down is number 16, Ali Liara, and number 7, Paul Minnick. Next row down after that would be number 40, Michael Turner, and starting beside him will be number 17, Reggie Fogelman. And starting shotgun is number 18, Nathan Orman, and 42, Bryce Egan, starting shotgun in the field. So that's your starting lineup for the Mobile One 400 at Richmond, Virginia, Richmond International Raceway, the first short track race of the season. 0.75 the length of this track, or as I say, 3/4 of a mile long, D-shaped racetrack with turns banked at about 14 degrees. So we'll see what happens here today. Lap speeds here, you'll expect them to be up to about around 125 to 130 miles an hour a lap. Excuse me, around this racetrack. And again, Jessica Shelton and Seth Cole will be 2 of our in-car cameras in today's event. The third one will be carried by Caleb Fogler in car 24. He'll be the third in-car camera in the Jeff Gordon colors. So that's the in-car cameras for today's event. Here's the command to fire them up here for the Mobile One 400 at Richmond.
Gentlemen, start your engines!
So command's been getting the party engines. We're separate racing here today. As the as the field rolls up on pit road, we'll be back for the start right after this. And that is Zach Winkle, the car that had problems on pit road, as you saw on the start of the race right here. He sits on pit road with a problem on the 75 Factory Source of America Ford. Meantime, the field is going to get set for green flag racing. Dylan Poteet and Kyle Matthews will lead him to the start-finish line as the green flag flies and the Mobile One 400 is on. Richmond has in history is usually a bit of a wreck fest. We'll see what happens here in today's event. See what happens here. Dylan Poteet will lead him down to complete the first lap here. Jessica Shelton goes to second place. Third, battling for third, is Kyle Matthews and Nathan Hudson. The 43 and 25 cars going at it. You got Pontiac's first and third right now. Then Ford's second and maybe fourth here, dropping the Chevrolet down to fifth. So the season 1 series champion leads, I believe, his first lap of the season here. Dylan Poteet, of course, he went on to lead the second lap here. Zach Winkle coming off of it. No, that's not Zach Winkle. That's Matt McIntyre, the 71 car. He's got problems in the Olive Garden Chevrolet. He apparently had the pit on the first lap of the race there, and whoa! Almost got up against Colin Cropley in the 15 car, and now McIntyre goes back on the pit road, 45 miles an hour on the pit road. And that is a killer for Matt McIntyre under green. And apparently serves the stop and go penalty apparently for some inexplicable reason. Zach Winkle now back on the racetrack in the 75 car. There he was. So 4 laps into the event here, Dylan Poteet continues to lead them down. Here at Richmond International Raceway, Seth Cole has dropped back a bit in the 6 car. See where he's at. I think he's dropped back a bit. And there was Jessica Shelton, Nathan Hudson, and Kat Batson. That's second, third, and fourth on your screen. And there is Caleb Fogler moving his way up to the field nicely here, up behind his teammate Kyle Matthews. 2 of the cars for Hendrick Motorsports going at it here. So he's jumping inside with Caleb Fogler in the DuPont Chevrolet. Roof cam on the Jeff Gordon colors. Started this race about 13th position. He's up to 7th right now. Already gained 6 spots in 7 laps of this race here. This 24 car could be pretty strong here today as we watch Kyle Matthews and Cole Deaver going at it just up in front of him. And Fogler's got the best seat in the house as they head into turn number 1 to start this 8th lap of this race. And there's the view from Seth Cole's perspective and the Valvoline Ford. He has dropped back to 21st position. He started racing 4th spot, and evidently Seth got caught on the outside lane and dropped back all the way back here. He's about middle of the pack here, well, past middle of the pack, 21st position. Considering there's 18 or 38 cars in this field this season here, and 19th is about mid-pack here. Up ahead of Seth Cole is Colin Cropley in 20th. In the Quality Care Motorcraft Ford. Seth pulls up in the back bumper of the 15 machine. The Ford's right there together right there. Seth Cole inside the Cropley now. We'll make that 4 Ford. So that's Ellie Layara back there in the number 16 Family Channel Ford. Seth back up to the top 20 now. He's up the 20th place right now. Phil Parker getting by the 31 car of Alex Hawkins and trying to get by Wyatt Quayle as well too. In the 90 machine, Parker that time by clocked in 16th position. That was 15th. He's about ready to take again over the 90 machine. So Phil Parker on the charge right there. The Hendrick car's looking pretty good here so far. And Matt McIntyre, we are told, is disqualified from the race there after evidently all he wanted to do is coming out in and out of pit road. And sometimes you got a glitch like that on any racetrack we go to on the circuit here in the Castrol GTX Cup Series. But Matt McIntyre, what a disappointing season, the start of the season he's had so far. He crashed at Daytona, crashed at Rockingham, and then disqualified at Richmond. I tell you, Matt McIntyre hopes his luck turns around the next race on the tour at Atlanta when we come back there for the Quick Lane Motorcraft 500. Emmanuel Hartnett had a gearbox failure. He's out of the race, all because of that as well too. So 2 cars already out. As Phil Parker now battles with this man, Keith Batson. That's 14th that Batson's running right now. Up ahead of him, Alex Miller in 13th, and Daniel Voiles in 12th. Meantime, Joshua Osborne, who also has kind of slid back a little bit in the 8 car, he's now back to 11th. And Caleb Fogler slid back a bit too. Last time we talked about Fogler, he was 7th, and now he's up to 10th. He's dropped to 10th. Up ahead of him, Trent Dunham in the 1, Zachary Fitzwater in the 30, and Quentin Moore in the 21 car, the Daytona 500 champion. Matthews in 6th, Devers in 5th, 4th is Batson, 3rd is Hudson, 2nd is Shelton, and Dylan Poteet continues to lead here at Richmond International Raceway as we're 16 laps into the event, and 44 laps remaining of this event here. As now Hudson goes inside of Shelton for 2nd place now. And he just moves Shelton up the track here and says, out of the way, Jess, I got a race to win here in the 43 machine. And Cat Batson will follow Hudson as they go through turns 1 and 2. Shoves Hudson up to 2nd place now. So you got Pontiac 1-2 right now here at Richmond, Virginia. And you got Ford's 3rd and 5th right now as Cole Beaver gets past Shelton for 4th. And Kyle Matthews looks to take the 5th position away from Jessica right now. So Jessica Shelton dropping back just a little bit. They're dropping back just a little bit right now. As you jump on board with Jessica Shelton. From the in-car camera, the Budweiser Ford. Shelton right now running in 6th position in the Budweiser machine. The speed for Jessica, 145 miles an hour in the turn number 1, and down to about 103 in the middle of 1 and 2. At the 136 going into turn number 3, and down to about 103 again through 3 and 4. Back on the throttle she goes. Shelton crosses the 125.36 miles an hour in the lap. That time by, and again 145 miles an hour into turn number 1 goes car number 11. So, and meantime, Quentin Moore trying to close up as well too to Sitco Ford. Zachary Fitzwater in the 30, they're up behind him, and he's in 8th position. Dunham in 9th, Fogler 10th, and Osborne 11th right now in the field. But meantime, still relatively close there. Dylan Poteet not able to drive away. He's led every lap so far, but he's not able to drive away from the 2nd and 3rd place cars there, as Hudson and Cat Batson are both right there together, trying to keep close behind Dylan Poteet. Last season, Poteet drove this very same paint scheme there, the Maxwell House number 22, except the last season, season 36, it was a Ford. That's what that car was, and this season it is a Pontiac. The only season, if I remember correctly, the only season the Maxwell House car was a Pontiac. That was the 1994 car set. So far, he goes on to lead about another 5 more laps. He will clinch the bonus points for leading the most laps, which is 1 point, one additional bonus point you get for leading the most laps of this event. Here, you get 1 point for leading at least a lap, and 1 additional bonus point for the driver who leads the most laps. In event now with the new point structure. Since there's 38 cars in the field right there, the common denominator we will say for the new point structure we have now in the Castrol GTX Cup Series, last place always gets 1 point. So it depends, of course, on how many cars enter for the season here. So in this case, 38 cars did enter for the season, for season 37. So it'll be 1 point for 38th position and 38 points for the winner of the event, plus, of course, a minimum of 39 points and, of course, a maximum of 40 points. So there you have it with that. Whereas previously it had been 185 points for the classic point system, of course. So We're still not doing. We still in this series do not do a chase nor a playoff system. We do the points the way they are, except we are doing 1 point per position in the Castrol GTX Cup Series now, but still no chaser nor no playoff system. So there you have it with that. That's what separates us from everybody else in the NNSCRA series. Poteet right now currently leads, as he is about 2 laps away from clinching the most laps led if Nathan Hudson does not get by him on either this lap or lap 31. But he is right there behind the 43 car, looking pretty strong right now. He's looked strong so far all season so far. Hudson has. He started, I believe, from the pole at Daytona in the Daytona 500. Hudson off to a very good start of the season so far. As they come off turn number 4, Dylan Poteet will clinch the bonus point for leading the most laps, as he's now led all 31 circuits so far. And that was halfway home. 31 down, 29 left in the race. Top 3 close together here. Cole Deaver, car number 3, looking to make this a 4-way battle now. Kyle Mays looking to make it a 5-way battle. Shelton still not far behind. Matthews looking for 2 in a row. He won at Rockingham. This man looking for a second as well too. Quentin Moore, as we mentioned, won the Daytona 500 this season. Quentin Moore's first ever win in the Great American Race. And Trent Dunham's dropped back as well too. He's dropped back to 11th position. Joshua Osborne just passed him for 10th. Take you through the field right here. Let's take you through the field here. Alex Miller currently runs right now in 12th position. 13th is Keith Batson. 14th Eric Monaco. Phil Parker remains 15th. Daniel Boyles has dropped to 16th. Seth Cole running 17th. Just remember he started this race in 4th position. Dylan Young has moved his way through the field nicely. He's up to 19th position. He's up to 18th position right now in the Miller Genuine Draft Ford. Colin Cropley back to 19th. 20th right now is Ali Layara. 21st position is Paul Minnick. 22nd, Eric Sadler. 23rd is Michael Turner, who had a great run in the Daytona 500 as well, too. Mitchell Hodak running in 24th. 25th is Reggie Fogelman. 26th is Ryan Brommer. Wyatt Quayle has dropped to 27th. Zach Winkle is a lap down. He's 36th position right now. Bryce Egan running right now in 28th. Battle for 29th between Destin Bowen in the 12 and Joshua Sakuli in the 27. The McDonald's Ford now slips his way past it, unsponsored number 12. So moves Sakuli up to 29th. Bowen down to 30th. Nathan Orman 31st. Laura Chung 32nd. 33rd right now is Carson Gum. 34th JT Bryant. 35th is Alex Hawkins. And he is the guy Dylan Poteet is getting ready to put a lap down. So, and again, 2 cars that race. Those cars being Matt McIntyre and Emmanuel Hartnett. So far, so good for car number 22. He started from the pole. As I mentioned, it's led every lap so far. Again, the 31 car is now not on the lead lap. JT Bryant giving Poteet some headaches right now. Poteet moves up the track there to try to get past the 81 car. No dice right now. The 81 car, that's the car teamed by that's the car fielded by Philmar Racing. Poteet gets by Bryant now. That puts Bryant a lap down as well, too, as now Alex Hawkins gets by him. That's for position. That's 34th. And Nathan Hudson, meantime, trying to get by the 81 and 31 both there. Hudson gets by the 81. Now can he get by the 31 of Alex Hawkins? He is really giving Hudson a headache right now. Hudson saying, "Come on, Hawkins, please let me by." And he knows laps are running downward. Now down to 19 to go, and he is the longer he fools with the lap traffic there, the more distance he loses to Poteet. However, on the other side of the coin, If Poteet has trouble with the lap traffic, then that may allow Hudson to stay hooked up behind the 31 car and maybe get by him and close up on the back of the 22 car. And now Hudson moves inside, tries to get past the 31 car. They're side by side down in the turn number 3 now. Poteet now gets by Carson Gum. So the Hooters Ford running right now 33rd, and here comes Hudson. He's closing. Nathan Hudson and Dylan Poteet. Hudson right there on the back bumper. Through turns number 3 and 4. Now Carson comes in between both Poteet and Hudson, but now they go into turn number 1 now. Through turns number 1 and 2 they come here. 22 and the 43 or not side by side yet, but Poteet is going to have some company with that Petty Blue 43 now. 2 Pontiacs first and second right now. Hope to keep it that way. But I'll tell you, the man who's getting really frustrated right now is that 3 car, Cole Deaver. He's got 2 lap cars in between him and the driver in second place. And you got another lap car in between Deaver and Kyle Matthews. And amazing enough, Richmond, we talked about this race being a wreck fest the last few years. Well, guess what? Richmond has been caution-free so far. And I do not, and it's unusual because when we tested this track here about sometime not long ago, this race ended up being a wreck fest at Richmond. Laura Chung, the next driver about to be lapped by Dylan Poteet, maybe be lapped by Poteet. Off the 4th turn they come here. Cole Deaver pulling up behind Carson Gum. And now Jessica Shelton is caught behind the 31 car of Alex Hawkins and now gets passed by Quentin Moore, Kat Batson, Joshua Osborne, and Caleb Vogler, who makes it 3 wide between him, Shelton, and the 31 car of Hawkins. And she survives, but she also lost another spot to Vogler, so that moves Shelton down to 9th. And 3 wide right there. Hawkins still cannot get out of the way, too. JT Bryant and Alex Miller. Miller is on the lead lap there. The 81 car is not. And now Miller tries to go by Dunham, which he does. And he's going to bring Eric Monaco with him in that number 4 car. But right there's the battle there. The 10, the 24, the 8, the 11, and the 30. 5 cars going ahead. That's, I believe, 5th, 6th, 7th, 8th, and 9th. And it moves Batson up to 5th. Vogler up to 6th and on the 24 car. Shelton to 7th. And about for 8th between Osborne and Fitzwater. And meantime, Nathan Hudson is still not close enough to Poteet now. And to make matters worse for Hudson, he's now trapped behind Laura Chung in the 77 car. Chung is 31st, 1 lap down, I should say, in the US Air Jasper Engines Ford, number 77. That team will try to get it. That team will get it figured out in the number 77 machine here. As here comes Hudson to the low side. Meantime, he's got another iconic car number behind him, Cole Deaver, in car number 3, the GM Goodwrench Chevrolet. Poteet stuck in behind the 42 car of Bryce Egan. That's the car that we usually would say Kyle Matthews would be driving, the 42 Melly Yellow machine, but Bryce Egan's taking the car this season. Matthews will be back in that 42 car next season for the 1995 Winston Cup car set with Coors Light on board. Dylan Poteet. Led every lap so far. He's trying not to let that slip away, but here comes Hudson. 43 car. He's closing. He's now half a second behind, or maybe less than that now too. And here he comes. Here comes Hudson. Inside for turn number 1. Poteet gets moved up the track. Here comes Hudson for the lead. Off turn number 3 now. Nathan Hudson takes the lead with now coming to 3 laps remaining. Nathan Hudson just biding his time the whole time. Waits for a mistake by Poteet, which he had not made up until this point. Poteet gets moved up the track. Hudson takes the lead and tries to hold it now for the last 2.5 laps. Here comes Poteet. Can he come back? 2 to go. Poteet right on the back bumper of Hudson. Lap traffic is going to be a factor in these last 2 laps now. Deaver and Matthews waiting to evade if something happens between the front 2 cars. White flag is out. Will it be Hudson or Poteet in victory lane at Richmond? Into turn number 3. Cole Deaver's right there. Here comes Hudson. Using that 42 and the 12 as a picker. Hudson trying to hold him up for one more time. Poteet makes that last short charge. He comes to the inside. Short. Nathan Hudson wins at Richmond. What a fine drive by Nathan Hudson in number 43, the STP Pontiac, the King Richard Petty colors. Goes to victory lane in the Mobile One 400. And poor Dylan Poteet led the first 50, I think it was like 56 laps of this race, and then lost the lead with 3 laps remaining in the race there. But for Poteet, he did hold on to finish second. Almost made a last second charge to come right back on Hudson, but fell short of the line. 12 hundredths of a second the margin of victory in that race there. Average speed 123.818, and for once we had a caution-free event at Richmond. You don't see that often in our offline series. Rest of the finishing order here. Cole Deaver ends up finishing 3rd, matching his car number. Kyle Matthews comes home 4th. Kat Batson 5th. Caleb Fogler finishes 6th. Jessica Shelton 7th. 8th goes to Zachary Fitzwater. 9th to Alex Miller. And 10th position goes to Eric Monaco. Then Trent Dunham finishes 11th. Then Keith Batson, Joshua Osborne, Seth Cole moved back up to 14th position. And then Daniel Voiles 15th. And Phil Parker, Dylan Young, Colin Cropley, Ali Liara, and Paul Minnick finishes in 20th position. And excuse me. Rest of the finishing order here today in this event here. 21st goes to Eric Seiler, then Mitchell Hodak, Michael Turner, Reggie Fogelman, and Ryan Brommer to top 25. 26 through 30, Joshua Sakuli, Wyatt Quayle, Nathan Orman, Bryce Egan, and Destin Bowen the top 30. And 29 cars finished this race on the lead lap in this event here. Bryce Egan just barely held on to the lead lap as he was coming to the white flag, and Hudson and Poteet were taking the checker flag. Laura Chung was 31st position, Carson Gunn 32nd, JT Bryant 33rd, 34th goes to Alex Hawkins, and the last car to finish was Zach Winkle in 35th. Quentin Moore, who was running top 10 for much of this race, had a clutch problem and dropped to 36th position. So tough break for Quentin Moore, his first DNF of the season after 2 straight top 10s to start the season off, including that win at Daytona. Matt McIntyre disqualified from the race there as he after several pit road violations, and then Emmanuel Hartnett had a gearbox failure, dropping him to 38th. So that's the story from Richmond, Virginia, and what a battle. Nathan Hudson took the lead late in the going from Dylan Poteet and held on by the slimmest of margin. Well, not quite the slimmest of margins, 0.12 of a second, but held off a hard charge from Pote off turn number 4 to win the race and did what he had to do. So Nathan Hudson will qualify for the Winston at Charlotte because he is a non-champ and won a race. So, but this is just the only race, third race of the season. So next stop on the tour will be at Atlanta Motor Speedway, the old Atlanta, the pre-1997, the pre-fall 97 Atlanta, that is. The oval, not the quad oval. So, for the running of the Motorcraft 500, if you like what you see here, be sure to subscribe to the NNSCRA Sports and Gaming channel. We got everything on this channel. We got inner races, we got gaming videos, we got inner online videos. Whenever the president of the NNSCRA sets Cole desires to have for his channel, be sure to check out Seth's Duracell Cup Series and Duracell Ultra Light Series, the main two series that are on this channel. And if you like what you see here, be sure to get with Seth, and he will get you going on future seasons of NNSCRA Duracell Cup or NNSCRA Duracell Light Series. He will get you going on either one of the series if you want in on either one, if you want in on the action. So, and also be sure to check out other channels done by the NNSCRA community here, including We the Coasters, a channel done by Kyle Matthews and Dylan Young. If you are a roller coaster / amusement park fan, or fanatic, I should say, then We the Coasters is the channel for you. So that will do it here today at Richmond International Raceway. Congratulations once again to Nathan Hudson, the winner of the Mobil 1 400, and a terrific finish. And for now, this is James Clausen. It's been a production of the NNSCRA, celebrating offline and online racing at its best. We'll see you in Atlanta.